Why do you think some people in the mainstream see the Ron Paul revolution as sort of a fringe movement?
Because they're told that by the media. Because their thoughts in this country are controlled by mainstream media. I'll tell you this, you get me ballot access in all 50 states and put me in the debates and I'll beat anybody the Dems or Repubs can put there. It's just like pro wrestling. In front of the public, we hate each other, we're going to rip our heads off, but in the locker room, we're all friends.
Are you suggesting professional wrestling is fake?
I'm suggesting politics is fake.
It seems to me Ron Paul has become something of a god. Is that fair to say?
I would say more of a saint. Wow.
Ron Paul, truly, Joe, you serve the
Really?
rock star.
I got to tell you, this really does. It shows us, seriously, that a guy who some would say is kind of nerdy, he's got the pocket protector.
Kind of.
When he was in Congress, he sat in the corner, ate his meatloaf by himself. This guy has inspired all of these people because there is not a party that believes in limited government anymore. There is not a party that is willing to put their political fortunes on the line to gamble that voters will say, okay, we will take more individual freedom and less government handouts from a centralized government. And so that's why a guy like Ron Paul can cut through. I always said, because everybody says, oh, America's not conservative anymore. I always said, if Mitt Romney had Ron Paul's message and Ron Paul's record, he would have won the Republican nomination. He would have. This is a part. America still believes in a lot of libertarian ideas. Stay out of my wallet, stay out of my bedroom, and I'll vote for you.
And as Tucker said, these people are true believers. They're not there because it's fashionable. They are passionate and they're serious about it.
Fervent.
It was a very impressive rally, I have to say.
And you got the body. Good interview.
Pat Buchanan, do you agree that there are not? Now, of course, some of these people believe in some crazy things, and we're not going to even go into them. But as far as the aspect of the limited government,
you know what they want back?
Yeah.
These folks want their old republic back, and they don't want the American empire, and they don't want a lot of foreign wars. They don't want their kids killed, sent overseas, fighting in these godforsaken places. And I'll tell you, you take Chuck Baldwin, you take Ron Paul especially, you take Bob Barr, the Libertarian Party, all these parties, they really represent you, or your point is taken. They are there for the ideas and the beliefs and the convictions, because none of these guys is a charismatic speaker who's going to burn the paint off the walls.
Right.
But the Republicans are losing their ideas.
Chuck Baldwin, I've actually seen Chuck Baldwin cause paint to melt when he talks.
Not just to dry.
Chuck actually, you know, he's a Pensacola guy.
And
yeah, they're good guys.
He was one of the first guys to support me in '94.
And these these people love Pat Buchanan. I saw more Buchanan brigade.
But we have that in common.
Well, they invited me to speak over there, but I said maybe I better call Phil about this with Joe.
Phil would say no.
I can't take the night off.
Probably a good idea.
I can tell you, Pat, a lot of reasons why Chuck Baldwin and guys like that still talk to me is only because I know you. And you vouch for my credibility.
But they are good people, and I'll tell you.
They are.
And I mean, groups like that, you take a look at those kind of groups. Many cases, take Norman Thomas on the other side. Yeah. 6 national tickets. He said one day all of his ideas are suddenly moved into the Democratic Party and become the general policy of the country. This is where ideas come. They come from the bottom up.
Absolutely.
They really do.
You're right.
And Chris, just really quickly, you've got, look at the Republican Party that was supposed to be the party of limited government. Biggest deficit ever, biggest debt ever, biggest trade deficit ever, military adventurism, the likes of which we criticized just a decade ago. We go into wars without an exit strategy. There's really no doubt as to why a guy like Ron Paul, as uninspiring as he may seem on the surface, has inspired an entire revolution.
I think George Bush has really sort of shattered the notion of Republicans as always being good financial stewards, and it's going to be really, really hard for this ticket to build that back up again.
Hey, excuse me, well, what kind of pizza is this?
It's a Ron Paul pizza.
That's the Ron Paul pizza.
Best pizza in the world.
You see, it's all stripped down. That's what the government's going to look like. It's not going to have any olives.
Got all that extra stuffing and all that shit.
Just the basics, right?
Yeah.
Just the basics right there. That's what.
Let's see. The IRS takes no. Here's the Department of Defense.
Now it's a
Department of Energy. This is the Department of Education. I'm gonna eat that one.
Hey, well, what are you eating? The Department of Education? And that's the Department of Energy's gone.
Here's the Federal Reserve, right?
The Federal Reserve is gone, baby. Good job.